Okay. Poisons, 4 types. Ingested, yum. Inhaled, absorbed, soaked through skin. Injected, needles and stings and stuff. Okay, you eat a poison. How does this happen? Bad cooking. Also, who knows? You eat a poison. Don't think about it. So it comes down here. What do? Sometimes you induce vomiting. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you dilute it with water or milk or charcoal in one case. Who knows? Here's the thing. With ingesting a poison, you kind of got to call poison control. You don't have poison control. Oh no. Now things are complicated. What you do depends. Sometimes when you vomit, the thing does more damage on the way out than it's going to do just letting it pass. Sometimes, if you don't vomit, you have a very bad time very fast, depending on what it is. Sometimes you can just kind of neutralize the thing by ingesting something and have it mix and have fun in your stomach. Those get interesting. There's different things that you have to do for different things, and you have to know what it is. So how do you find that out? Once again, you got poison control. You could call a number that would be specific to your area where you're probably going to be talking to a nurse in a call center that is specialized around poisons that tells you specifically what to do. That's probably what you'll have access to. If you don't, then you hopefully have access to a material safety data sheet or a safety data sheet or a material safety sheet known as the MSS, the SDS, or the MSDS, depending on what era your thing was written in. It's going to be one of those that says, here is chemical or thing. If you eat, here's what you do for thing. That will help. If you don't have that and you don't have poison control, you have dice and you can roll them for good luck. Oh, you have the internet. Yeah, that works too. So you have the internet. But if you don't have the internet, and you don't, because you can get a material safety data sheet from the internet. If you don't have the internet, and you don't have a professional that can advise you, and you don't have a sheet otherwise, you have get to a hospital or that as fast as you can. But if you don't have the internet and you can't call them, then you probably don't have a phone. Why are you eating random things that can kill you if you don't have access to... How did this happen? I'm not sure how this happened. But you have dice for some reason. Anyways, so good luck with that. Depends on what you need. So once again, figure that out and then they'll advise you. Cool. If you are going into full-blown shock or you're having a otherwise very, very, very bad day, hospital. Sign and symptom from ingested poison. I forgot to tell you that. You have a problem between there and there. So, I don't know, discoloring of the mouth, indigestion, vomiting, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea, so we have all those. You have, and it's a digestive problem, okay? You ingested a poison, it's there and there, you have a problem between there, okay? Don't overcomplicate this. That's basically, and then you have general shock stuff, but we always have general shock stuff. Next, we have absorbed poisons. Absorbed poisons has the same first aid as chemical burns. Cool. Inhaled poisons. No, we'll go back. Absorbed poisons, reminder from chemical burns. It is the same thing as chemical burns. So, is it dry? Brush it, flush with water. Is it wet? Flush it with water. What's an absorbed poison? Poison ivy. Something you brush up against that absorbs into your skin. Signs and symptoms. It turns all sorts of funny colors. Redness. Purpleness. Greenness. Back to absorbed. Redness, colors, flush, brush, flush, flush, wet, dry, next. Same as chemical burns, don't overcomplicate this. Inhaled poisons. Signs, symptoms. Breathing problems. Makes sense. Unconscious. That's a sign or symptom of a bunch of things, but in general, breathing problems. Should you do mouth to mouth on someone who's inhaled the poison? Probably not, because now you are. That's not a good idea. What should we do for the inhaled poison? Well, it's probably here. It's probably around. So don't be in there. vent the thing, or leave. If someone decides to work on a car and close garage door and not have vents, and then the garage fills up with exhaust fumes, methane gas, they went unconscious. You don't need to go unconscious too. Vent the garage. Get them out when safe. All of the inhaled poison stuff is basically vent the environment and CPR, probably, compression only if needed, if they're unconscious and not breathing. Other than that, pretty standard stuff. Injected. Now, I can go into a long rant about why it is a bad idea to do very bad things. But we're here now and we've injected a poison. It can happen other ways, but in general, for whatever reason, a poison has been injected. You could work in a hotel and someone threw the needles under the blanket and you went to clean the blanket and then you got stuck. Or you could work for used car rental and then someone brought the car back and they threw the needles under the driver's seat and then you went to go clean the and you got stuck. People, it's got to stop throwing needles places, okay? Like, what are we doing? What are you giving people your special cooties through needles? Come on, if you're gonna do it, please don't. Okay, anyways, so whatever, you get injected with the poison. Okay, sign symptom. You get injected, goes up the arm, whatever. You're going to see veins and issues turning different colors potentially. You'll see irritation around the puncture, the entry site. You inject the poison, fine. Or the poison's been injected, fine. Bleeding, let it continue bleeding. You don't have to stop the bleeding. It's fine. There's only a bit of blood anyways, and the blood's helping get some of the material out. Don't worry about that. Iodine is actually recommended in this situation. Some sort of iodine lotion, iodine fluid on the entry site or around. If you don't have iodine lotion, fair enough. If you deal with, if you're in a workplace like hotel, used car rental, hospital, any places where you're more likely to be injected by something, get some iodine solution and have it nearby, because this is one of the few things in first aid where we don't just say water on everything. Okay, that's basically poisons in a nutshell. Yeah, that's pretty much it.